Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the station of decapitation without your head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, Gorecasters? Whoa, loud. What's up, Gorecasters, and welcome back here to the Gorecast with me, Johnny Deadly, and my homeboy in horror, the Giz. Sorry, I need to move this mic slightly around. And I decided to try and put the mic this side of the table, and now I can't reach my phone holder thing, and I won't lie to you, it's all turned out terribly inconvenient.
Sorry,
to be honest. Due to the crazy streaming schedule we've had going on over the last couple of days, my sleeping patterns become odd, to say the least. So, welcome me all in my breakfast cup of coffee and my breakfast smoke, and we all just chill out. We'll all just chill out and we'll talk about some horror. It'll be a good day. It'll be a good day talking about some horror on a Sunday.
It's okay. You drink your coffee. I got a couple of news bits that you can relax with. First up.
That would be goddamn amazing. Thank you. First up, we'll say hello to Katie McNeil and Pam and
hello.
Avante Douglas.
Hello.
Katie, I saw the picture you have of your
Bosco.
Was it Bosco? She called them coronavirus felt warriors, I believe is what it was. Throw it down in the chat there so everyone can see it, because it was lovely.
Just briefly, she sent me on a picture of one of them last night. At first, she was the one that suggested, someone suggested it might have looked like Annie, so that got us into this weird horror movie riff of it coming to life, and started seeing how there would be no tomorrow and all the rest of it. Then she commented,
Tomorrow.
There'll be no tomorrow. And then we commented about how, it looked like Bosco, and maybe that could be a horror movie where Bosco comes up out of the box and asks you who's that knocking on the magic door. The magic door that turns out to be the underside of your bed.
Look, dude, in all honesty, I think we're at a stage in life now where I think it's just safe to say that Bosco's a terrifying creature in his own right.
Yeah, so why
at the best of times. He gave me an undying fear of scissors until I was like 10 years old.
Okay.
But do you know the way you kept warning? Oh yeah, I said okay, so obviously my phone's activated and trying to ring someone. That's the way that works. Do you know the way you used to warn everyone about running with the scissors and things like that?
Yeah, it's why I always want to play that.
So imagine my little 6 or 7 year old brain adding all of that logistical things up and then trying to bring me to a hairdresser where you want to put those sharp objects around my head. How do you post pics in the comments?
Just drop them.
Think you should be able to just post them. I'm not 100% sure. I definitely can from my end, but then again, I'm controlling the stream. So, there is that. Okay, do you want to do get into some news bits?
No, don't worry, there won't be a big mad rant as I go into the first story, despite the fact that your eyes are probably going to bulge, because I admit I just spotted this one, and so guess what? There's a Lovecraft story being adapted into a short movie.
A short movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, the news will be just as short. 1922 Lovecraft story Celiphius.
That actually wasn't what I was getting at, but...
Okay. This one's a hard one to pronounce because there's those two dots over the I's at the end of it, so it's Celephais.
Celaphis.
Celaphis. Okay.
Celaphius.
Well, it's going to be turned into... Celaphis.
Cellophane?
No, that's something else.
Cilantro.
Anyway,
by H.P. Lovecraft.
No. Anyway,
no?
No.
Okay.
This story is being adapted by Dream Apex Pictures. They're looking to do a 20 or 30 minute short movie. They released in an interview. They said the story is a mix of dark fantasy and horror that deals with familiar Lovecraft themes: desperation, isolation, obsession, dreams, cosmic horror, and of course madness.
Sounds like you and me on a weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. The story is actually 7 pages, and they estimate that their film will be somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Celiphius tells the story of a boy who has the most wonderful dream when he is 7, and then spends the next 66 miserable years desperately trying to find it again to escape his mundane and depressing life. They've attempted to be as faithful as they can to the source material, using as much as possible to tell the story in a way which makes sense on film. Although much of the story can be adapted with little to no cost, the biggest challenge is the fantastical elements that are far too expensive for an independent film, such as flying boats, camels, and a pink marble city floating in the sky. So instead, they have modified these to fit the constraints of their budget while still maintaining their essence. They've also included tons of Easter eggs for Lovecraftian films. Basically, this film is going to attempt to do a Lovecraft story while taking a practical approach to mind-bending visuals that, to be fair, are one of the hallmarks of Lovecraft works. The notion being that his characters often see or experience things so difficult to describe that the horror itself is just the mind trying to wrap itself around these vast conceptualized notions of terror. So
I feel you should pull yourself up a little bit closer.
Well, I didn't you had everything arranged, and I didn't want to because I'd be
No, feel free, because it's, as I see it in the camera, it looks like we're perpetually in the middle of one of those style of shots where it's just like, run faster, boy!
Not gonna lie, noticed it about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. I'm only awake. You're lucky I have depth of field in my vision currently. Right. You will do as a phone holder. No, you won't. God damn.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's all good in the hood. What? You said to speak into the mic?
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Just to make sure that people can hear me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I might actually double check to make sure that everything's still...
That people can actually still hear me?
Oh no, I know people can hear us because I can see our audio bars. It's just once those wires get moved, as we found out on several Gorecast recording sessions.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
What? Stuff stopped working?
No, like when we are doing the Gorecast recording for the show.
Yeah. And
then it turns out the mic went wonky in the camera.
Sorry, I thought we were saying fantastic because the mic went wonky on the camera this time, which would have been really, really annoying. But anyway, yeah. I'm sure I'm sure we will take a look at Celiphius when it does eventually come out, especially since it's short. So it means that not spending the 2 or 3 hours getting our brains melted by bizarre Lovecraftian stuff.
You can't be getting your brain melted by a bit of bizarre Lovecraftian stuff.
A bit, but there are some things that I think sometimes work better in the medium of print than they do visually, cinematically.
That's look, not a truer statement could be said there, to be honest. So,
anyway, on to more good news for you B-movie loving sons of diddlies that keep watching us. Do you remember that film Velocipaster?
Yes, the fantastic movie about a velociraptor.
About a priest that turns into a velociraptor.
Yes.
The sequel.
So some would say a pastor that turns into a velociraptor.
Okay.
As Velocipriest doesn't have the same ring to it.
Yes. Anyway, it turns out writer-director Brendan Steer has completed the script for the sequel.
Does that mean more velociraptors, more pastors turning into velociraptors, and most importantly, more crazy religious Catholic ninjas?
I imagine it means something along those lines, considering the last time we had a film this much fun that then got a sequel, we were thinking, well, the only other comparison are the Wolf Cop movies.
The only thing I had more fun doing was making our Velocipaster trailer.
I don't remember that. I'm trying to, but we've done a lot of stuff.
Velocipaster trailer?
Yeah.
Velocicaster.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, there it goes. Sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah. But writer-director Brendan Steer shared a sneak peek at the script on Twitter, announcing that the sequel has been written and will presumably be filmed at some point in the not-too-distant future. So, for those of you unfamiliar with Velocipaster, go back and check out our review that we did of that a few weeks ago, where we expunged the B-movie cheesy awesomeness of it, because it was just fun.
Look, it's a mental movie, but at the core, what I loved about it was, as mental as it was, the two main actors played it so straight.
Yeah.
It was just goddamn amazing, to be honest.
Completely and utterly deadpan. Okay, now this next piece of news is kind of, well, it's a double-sided coin, is what it is. Double-edged blade. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Downside. Because of the current global situation, it means that movies are continuously being postponed due to cinemas shutting down. The latest films to hit that run are Antebellum and Spiral. from the Book of Saw, which we did a bit of a thing about. Also, Run.
Spirals. God.
Yeah, so Antebellum was
That's
scheduled.
really annoying.
Well, bear with me. Antebellum was scheduled to be released on April 24th. Spiral was due to be released on May 15th, and Run was due to be released on May 8th. The films are they're going to be remaining undated for the time being, and Lionsgate will announce next steps, dates, and strategies to bring these films to the public once there is more clarity on when theaters will safely and fully resume operations.
Nice.
Now, the other side of this, and it's something that I feel, if you're going to, be able to turn a bad situation worse, turn a bad situation good, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's something that a few people have done. While we are getting a lot of movies that are being pulled from release dates, the other side of that is that there's pretty much all the movies that have been released in the last couple of weeks, or the vast majority of them, they're being shifted over to digital platforms way sooner than the original
Which
intention.
is where one of the movies that we have tonight cometh from.
Precisely. The Hunt, which was recently released, is after getting a digital platform, along with Bloodshot, which is going to be getting a digital platform release on March 24th, due to the fact that that was pretty much in the cinemas for all of about a week before things got shut down.
Yeah, and it actually appears to be a pretty decent looking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having fun with that one. But it also begs the question of, like I said, with the climate being what it is, with the fact that all these movies are being taken off their release schedule, will we actually get more movies being done strictly on a digital release? Because the platforms are there. I mean, the VOD, the streaming on demand platforms, most of these production houses or most of these filming companies, they have deals, or they are attached to streaming channels or streaming companies.
Well, I think that was the whole intention behind bringing out Invisible Man and The Hunt on the VOD, was to give it a test to see.
Yeah, that's true. But
because there is like an exorbitant. The only downside is that they are still essentially charging you a cinema ticket, because it's like $19.99 for the rental.
That's actually exactly what they were saying. Bloodshot will be available for digital purchase for $19.99.
Though, you see, if you think about it, as nice as the cinema experience is, as an actual, in theory, the cinema experience is nice, unless you get the wrong day and there's a load of arseholes in there ruining it. So, would I pay $20 to sit at home from the leisure of my own living room and watch it in cinema release dates? Like, is it something they might look into in the future?
Honestly, and I think that it's something they should do in the future, is you have, like I said, you have existing streaming channels like Disney, like Netflix, all the rest of them, right? Warner Brothers have got their own, don't they have their own digital streaming thing, or else they have deals with streaming companies?
Warner have a site, I think, as well.
I know that they have DC Universe, but that's kind of
that may be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but that's kind of a niche thing. Anyway, the point is, it wouldn't take a lot of work to look into these streaming things and just set up pay-per-view exclusive partitions of them, whereby you have movies that are streaming at certain times, just like you have in the cinema. So you pay your money, you get your login code. There's ways of fixing it so that people can't fucking rip this stuff off. You can still continue to do it, and like I said, perfect for the current environment. And more importantly, let's face it, like you were trying to say, 9 times out of 10, you go to the cinema.
How do they stop people ripping it off? I wonder.
I honestly don't know. There's some way of encoding stuff. There's a way of encoding videos.
Because they have enough trouble stopping people ripping it off when it's in the cinema as is.
Yeah, that's because people walk in with a camera and either, like, or else they're up in a projection booth and hooked in and do other stuff. And when it comes to the digital rips, there's a way of encoding the streams so that they can't be copied or recorded. So there is kind of a way around it. And like I said, it's the comfort of your own home. You wouldn't have to put up with crowds and crap. You could have a drink, have a smoke, have whatever, relax.
Have the crack.
Yeah, relax. And I personally...
I was going to say get your mates over, but don't do that.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Not
Bad
right
idea.
now. But like I said,
what you can do is you could hold like a
viewing party online.
There you go.
Like I said, this is the perfect opportunity to do something that, in my opinion, they should have been doing for the last 5 years, rather than bitching and whinging about how the digital service is killing cinemas. They should have been figuring out a way of adapting to the current environment and to the current technology. Now, necessity is the mother of all invention, not fuck-ups this time. So one would imagine that...
Well, like, it's a weird way, because it's just kind of, I suppose, how the human brain works. Like, if you look at if you even look at the current situation that's going on, I was reading that when SARS came out, they technically could have come up with a vaccine for this already, but science don't want to throw money into stuff if they don't need to be throwing money into stuff unless it's something. Do you know what I mean? So don't get into it. I was just using it as a comparative, and then we swiftly move on.
Yep, we are not getting into... Yep. Anyway.
Yes, sir.
I think that's pretty much it for the news. If we want to start rolling on to the trailer reactions, because
you're going to have to pop them headphones on, son.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you can't hear the trailer. The trailer reactions.
Okay. We have a lot of trailers.
We're doing 3. We customarily do 2, but due to a bit of an odd... Anyone who was watching myself and Buzz and Carter yesterday, due to an odd set of circumstances, we mentioned the trailer and then it hadn't occurred to anybody to watch it. So, we're doing it now.
That may have been partially my fault for sending him on the story at the last minute.
Yes. Well, it's not your fault. You weren't even part of the show. Yeah, you were like a little savior.
I did see the thing kind of going, guys, does anyone have a...
Does anybody have any news?
Here I come to save the day. Mighty Giz is on the way. I won't do that again, I promise.
I'm okay with it.
Okay then. Glad somebody is.
I'm okay with it. Okay, so first trailer up, because it's kind of Irish-y. I don't think it's as Irish as you thought it was, though, as I was looking at the cast. Or is it like shot in Ireland?
As far as I know, just because her last name looks like it's Polish doesn't mean that she isn't, like, Irish.
Yes, this is true. It's just I know her from other stuff. I didn't think... Anyway.
We were both wrong.
That's a very good possibility. I am actually going to have to adjust this audio when it's playing. Thanks for the love hearts, whoever chucked them in there.
For myself and Giz and Carter, what?
Oh,
when you were signing off last week.
Yeah. But it's... Look, for 3 years now, I've been used to going... From myself and Giz, we'll catch you all later, and insert random miscellaneous line that I come up with. Whereas, for last, somehow I substituted Buzz with you yesterday. I was like, for myself, Giz and Carter, we'll catch you later, that all you hear is Buzz, what the fuck about me? And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, Giz isn't, Anyway, moving on. Okay, we'll do, I think I need to bring, this might work better if I bring my mic away from my face a little bit, so we match it. Talk there again for a sec.
Check, 1, 2, check.
Check, 1, 2. There we go, okay.
Okay then.
This seems to be the magic levels where you and I are even.
Right.
Trailer. Punch and Judy first. Or Judy and Punch, sorry.
Gentlemen, the one, the only, Punch!
Our show is the best.
Tune's amazing.
Main stage awaits us, my love.
Yeah, we're supposed to be talking over the trailer, so feel free to...
I know, but it's just...
Yeah, I know. This is what a trailer reaction... That's how they work, is we talk over the trailer and give our opinions on things as they happen.
Magic tricks are a little on the low level. Some working seaside into superstition.
Yeah. Well, I won't lie to you. I saw her pull the rabbit out of the hat, or the dove out of the yoke, and I was like, well, that's going to go out witch really quickly.
How's that little baby of yours this morning?
Oh, she's little baby.
Your man has a face of evil.
Punch.
Punch, yeah.
Punch, where is she?
He's your typical narcissist.
Kind of looks like the guy from Warriors.
I'm out to play.
I know it's not him. Yeah, bad move, Punch. Should have pished.
But I've come to report a crime.
Have you?
My wife and child, dead at the hands of these heathens.
Time is of the essence.
What did I do?
If I don't go back,
I like the work.
Yeah, it's
winning anymore.
it was like when you're watching the trailer for Ready or Not. There was this kind of quirkiness to it.
Plus, who doesn't like a firefly?
Yeah, that's always true. And a ninja.
Puppeteer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is married.
No great crime should go unpunished.
You're about to get smacked with that stick, boy.
Yeah, that looks fun, and I like the idea of kind of Punch and Judy is one of the oldest puppet shows.
You and I are old enough to have grown up with it.
Ish.
Well, I've been to a Punch and Judy show, and you is older than I.
This is true.
Not by a lot.
Yeah. But it's something also that I don't know. It feels like it's dwindled. I mean, when's the last time you heard of a Punch and Judy show being on? Now, admittedly, we are now adults. I accept this. But
You don't need Punch and Judy now. Everyone's got the Xboxes and the PlayStations. Do you know what I mean? So you got digital Punch and Judys.
So this is my
Called Tekken.
This is my point. We're reintroduced to a story that so many of us think of as almost being a legend, one of these old mythological tales. It doesn't get used that much because the story is so old, and we've moved down to the digital era. And now
So I
we're
have to
getting
interrupt you because Nicholas Grabowski commented groovy, and I can't let somebody say groovy without me even able to go groovy.
Okay.
Sorry, it's good times.
But I like how
Shop smart.
Shop as smart. I like how it's an origin tale of a story that we're supposed to know, and more importantly, that it shows the fact that, hey, in case you've forgotten, that story's all about this fucking asshole. that
Most
beats
Punch
his
and
wife.
Judy shows, if you haven't been to one, if you happen to be of that generation, are essentially
Spouse
Punch
abuse.
being quite rude to his missus that is depicted as being quite dense, and then when she gets it wrong, she gets the bait and stick.
Yeah. So
Which is probably actually, now that I think about it, probably why you don't see Punch and Judy shows very much now.
you see, probably yeah. It's funny how in the last 20 years, all of a sudden, 300 years of like indoctrinated Catholicism gets blown away.
Outside of the fact that
social
Punch and
justice
Judy
warriors.
were creepy as shit. Anyway,
What, marionettes? Oh yeah. I love puppets. I hate marionettes.
outside of the fact that they were creepy as hell anyway, like, I can't see how the lesson of if your missus gets it wrong, get the stick, would fly these days.
No, not these days, which, is kind of my point.
No sticks.
But, like I said, still an interesting revenge story, and nice and quirky, and I like a twist that explains the play.
Okay, the next one, because myself and Buzz and Carter talked about it yesterday, but no one had researched the trailer.
Oh my.
You and I are having different... Before we even get into this, because we did a quick pre-watch of this earlier, mostly because, as you can probably tell, for copyright reasons, we have the trailers on very small on the screen, so nobody can...
Fuck us.
MGM, I'm looking directly at you, by the way. Not even over the video, it was over somewhere... Oh, do you know when they're... Yeah. It was over somewhere over the rainbow. Because I won't lie to you, when that copyright strike happened, I was like, what the fuck are MGM flagging me for? I was like, that's a sci-fi TV series. Somewhere over the rainbow, you money-grabbing fucks.
I legitimately thought that at this stage that was in public domain, because I'm pretty sure that movie's 90 years old at this stage.
No, you see, back when Judy Garland did that was back in the days when you signing your Hollywood contract was literally you signing your soul over.
Pretty sure it still is.
I don't feel right about signing this. Get into Munchkin land,
there we
bitch.
go. Yeah, that feels more like it. Oh, look, what's that hanging from a tree over there?
Yeah.
You know that one, don't you?
Yes. That's been debunked.
I know, stop ruining my ghost stories.
Suicidal little person.
Yeah.
There's so many creepy... half the cast nearly died in that movie.
Probably, yeah.
There was two Tin Men, because the first Tin Man got skin toxicity because they essentially painted him in lead.
Yeah, which just...
I don't know how that could go badly. A, toxic. B, your skin can't breathe.
Let us not forget, this is also the time when they were lead-lining hats.
Good. To stop Superman looking in your brain.
To keep them straight and, from crumpling, they put lead rims in which melted into the brain, so mad as a hatter. That's
in fairness, some of it was to stop Superman looking into your brain. Next trailer.
Next one.
Exorcism at
60,000.
Yeah, as I was saying, you and I have slightly different views of this. We can discuss it as the trailer plays.
Pretty sure we got the same view, just different interpretations.
It's not even different interpretations. I was essentially, after about 60 seconds into this, I'm fucking in.
I was like, oh, gay.
Like, this will be getting reviewed on the channel.
Fear no evil.
I might be drunk while watching it.
Fine. Will it make you less cantankerous and not give out about the movie and possibly just get in the swing of things?
I don't know.
I'll buy the booze, I'll take the risk.
Alright, I'll slide some vodka in.
You've lost your faith. Oh, God is the everlasting light.
Winner. In. Straight away. That's me in. 100%.
I must warn you, Hercules. I'm a trained assassin.
And
with
this,
the
like,
fancy
Travis is good. I know that big dude. I think he's from, like, Jersey Shore or some shit like that.
You out of your
I'll take
freaking
your
mind?
word for it.
No.
He was on, like,
that
one of
would be
those comedy
suicide.
roasts or something like that. I can't...
Okay.
Something about the muscles in the tank top. He's just screaming Jersey Shore at me.
Oh! Everybody on board.
If it's any consolation, Buzz, tonight I'm going to sign off for myself and Buzz. And we'll even everything out.
How did you like your peas souffle?
Oh,
And then you have to give out to me and then I'll explain what it'll be fine. Don't worry.
think
I haven't
I'm
slept.
gonna throw up.
Use the vomit bag.
Oh God! Oh my God!
His voice reminds me of the Fantasy Island guy. The name of the thing. Yeah. Exorcism at 60,000 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about that trailer was the end title, because I was like, yeah, you could come out with something. I get they're going for the kind of the Exorcist vibe with the text, but you could have had some playing in there. Demon. Something.
I don't know.
Well, it's obviously not going to be serious.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going to be schlocktastic, I feel.
Weirdly enough, this is one of those films where I hope it leans into the comedy element of stuff because, yeah, it'll have to. It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be great.
Sorry, the muscly dude was the guy from Two Broke Girls? The chef? There's a comments feed going. I should probably shrink this back. I'll shrink it back down after the. There's too many floating screens to see. Okay, if I put this here and then put it here, and then that's fine there. Whoopity doo.
Okay then.
Okay. Last one, which I hadn't even realized was coming out, but god damn it looks interesting.
I'm not going to lie. There's two films that we could go with. I don't know which one he's picking.
Bakura.
Oh, okay.
Bakura.
I thought you were going to go with Teenage Vampires. but okay.
Bakura. Yeah, Bakura. Bakura
Is not the Teenage Vampires.
Oh no, I know.
That's
But
what I said.
I didn't put the Teenage Vampires in.
I wasn't paying attention to which ones you
Mistakenly
were.
enough. I also partially, because it's wildlife releasing, I feel we're probably going to get that.
Oh yeah.
So I would probably just review it.
Okay.
Because it looks like it's right up your street.
Yes.
Hot chicks dressed like hot vampires. Being essentially the thing.
I'm easily pleased.
That's okay, you're not the only one.
Anyway, on to the trailer.
Sure, a lot of people who think vampires are sexy is because of Twilight, which thus invalidates your entire vampire point because they're not fucking vampires. You okay? It's okay. They stopped making them. No more sparkly vampires.
Yeah, instead we have 50 Shades of Shite.
That's not vampires though.
It's based on that bollocks. The entire thing came
Sorry,
about because
50 Shades of Grey is based on...
Did you not know that's how that fucking pile of shit came about?
No, I won't lie to you. Somehow, my inner tomato meter went, probably just dodge that.
Apparently, someone decided that they were going to make an even worse version
When I
of
heard
the
that-
abusive relationship from Twilight. So instead they created the really abusive rape relationship from 50 Shades of Shite. With
Right.
originally the Twilight people as the template for the characters. Like, it started off as Twilight fanfiction, then became a whole different pile of useless crap.
I had no interest. Once I heard there was people like just phalanging each other inside in cinemas with cucumbers and things like that, I was just like, that sounds terribly unhygienic.
Once I realised that it was a complete and utter misinterpretation of that lifestyle whereby apparently rules matter to fuck and consent can go out the fucking window.
And most importantly, it's a waste of a perfectly good cucumber.
I realised that it's basically just one glorified rape movie as long as you're a big, handsome, rich guy. That's it. That's the entire point of the movie.
Money!
Movies. Sorry, there's 3 piles of shit. books, whatever the fuck.
50 Shades Darker. Not trying to blow
50
your
Shades Shiter.
not trying to blow your book name out of the water, but if you're 50 Shades of Grey and then you're going 50 Shades Darker than Grey, I feel it's just black. Black. That should have been the second novel, and then there shouldn't have been the third one.
Oh no, there should have been, where she realizes that he's an abusive rapist and leaves him for someone actually decent.
I haven't read the book, I haven't watched the movie, I have no reference. I just know people are banging each other the whole way through.
It's not Pete, it's just
Him and her.
and a complete, total and utter miss fucking everything. It's just, ugh. I have money, I have power, I'm good looking. Do what I want you to do, despite the fact that I'm just abusing our relationship and how I know you and everything about it. Ugh.
Yes, the sexy vampires were interview with the vampire and Lost Boys. Well done, Katie McNeil. That's what it should be. No, the little Asian guy. Oh, the little oh yeah, the little Asian guy. Do you remember that TV show, Two Broke Girls? It's essentially about two hot chicks who are broke and they make donuts.
You're one, the fucking Darcy from Thor, she's in it.
Yes. Yes, the sister? I don't think she's the literal love interest.
Darcy from the Thor movies.
Yeah.
Jane Foster's teaching assistant.
Teaching assistant, that was it. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They were both kind of gingery. That's what.
Black hair.
Oh, so she's
Black
kind of
hair.
gingery in Two Broke Girls. Yeah,
Black
it's
hair.
like dyed.
She has black hair. It's blonde and a black hair.
No, then Two Broke Girls. She has dyedy hair. I won't lie to you, I've barely watched season 1.
I've been shown one episode a bunch of times because everyone thought that I would find it hilarious.
Yeah, I was just I didn't have an issue with the show as such, but it was just kind of like two hot girls only gets you so far, and mostly by the end of each episode, I just really wanted to go get some donuts.
Fair enough.
Sorry, it wasn't donuts, it was cupcakes. I will say those cupcakes looked amazing. The two girls looked amazing as well. Don't get me wrong. The cupcake, like, it was nice that the cupcakes were on par with the ladies delivering them.
Is her name Cat D?
Something like that. Yeah.
Anyway, on to the next trailer.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just. We got 50 Shades of Black, and it was terrible. 50 Shades of everything is terrible. Except for the 50 Shades of How I Am Ordinarily. That's amazing. Trailer. Oh yeah, Baccarat. Sorry, I lost track completely there. I love breakfast time. It's great. Okay. Baccarat.
It's not a Barbra Streisand movie, dude.
Barbra Streisand.
No.
Why isn't it playing? Play. There we go.
Olha aqui, ó. Nós temos que procurar Bacurau no mapa, né?
Scott, your man that plays
Era pra
evil
tá
German
aqui.
guy and everything.
Cadê Bacurau?
Budak here.
Thank you. He's so good.
I just love that. It's kind of why isn't our village on the map?
I'm so upset I never got to see that werewolf ladies of the SS or whatever, the one Rob Zombie was going to do with him.
Vamos usar a consciência, tá bom?
Because there is essentially an actual short made of that.
So this is Bacurau.
Quem
Bacurau.
Bacurau é o quê?
É, gente.
That's not good.
Cara, é tirar em mim, velho.
Aqui nessa terra não pode acontecer dessa forma, não.
Yeah. You don't appear to be leaking.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I saw this, everything about the trailer, all that popped in my head.
I love the music in it. You feel like Antonio Banderas is about to
Pop open the briefcase with it.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know how he got a minigun in those places.
So good. We should review that some night.
And Mariachi, Desperado.
Because there's one with Johnny Depp. Yeah, Johnny Depp in a wise. I can't remember the name of it.
Por que vocês estão fazendo isso?
There's so much you can do with a knife.
Yes! You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. High five.
This world is upside down.
Upside down. Back. Wow. What a fatty tattoo. I like when I like when a trailer ends with a bit of a chirpy tune. It's kind of like we're showing them all this craziness, but we're going to send them away happy.
If there was any one of the trailers that we put on tonight, especially that I would call Grindhouse, it would be that one. Just
it doesn't have the aesthetic of Grindhouse, though.
Doesn't it?
No, because that looks like it's quite good quality camera footage in the whole. Although, I mean, like, I think it's got to a stage now because it's really apparent. Do you know when you see people just slap the Grindhouse look on everything?
See, for me,
it's Grindhouse by style.
Yeah, this is
not by appearance.
For me, like, I don't think of Grindhouse as the filters so much as the
afternoon to your trike.
Hello.
The Hobbit is in.
But yeah, no, I consider like the content. I mean, these stories, the feel of them, they evolved from 70s and 60s exploitation movies. They kind of moved up. So it's not necessarily how the film, like what color gradient is on it. For me, it's the feel of the movie, and that feels like a Grindhouse kind of.
I will agree with you on that.
Yay.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. That's quite good. That's good. Okay, we start getting into actual movie reviews.
Yep, I just need to make things go away and stuff come up because technology hates me. For those of you that have forgotten,
Technology. He's crashed my internet on several occasions
just by being in the same room.
Just general presence.
It's all right though. When Skynet happens,
it's like what was that movie where your man had mutant powers, and if he got really upset, he like kind of emitted like an electromagnetic fuck computers kind of thing. He's like that. I do actually think it's down to your mood. When you come in really fucked off, it's like, oh, there's no point even streaming tonight.
Maybe. Which film are we starting with?
I feel we'll start with Knives Out, and
goody.
then we'll move into the horror one. Even though Hunt isn't really horror. Well, human hunting movie.
Yeah, I think we've always been able to classify the Manhunt style film as a horror.
Yeah. See, you and I don't view things like that as horror, because it's like, I'd love to fucking hook me up and put me in that game. I'm down. That's okay.
By that logic, 90% of what we review isn't horror. Just, Anyway.
I don't know what I want to scrap, like Jason or something. There's a supernatural element that I have no control over.
All you need to do is figure out the rules.
What are the rules?
What are the rules?
He doesn't like water. He won't go near it.
Yeah, there's only so long I can float in a lake.
You're right. Till he gets fucking bored and goes after some other schmuck, and then you leave. Hey, congratulations.
I could see him in that kind of scenario having like the willpower of like a really angry Rottweiler. Just like, you can't come in while I'm sitting here. But you can't come out while I'm in the boat.
Hey guys, I'm in the middle of a lake. You want to come give me a hand? Cool. Rent a bait.
Yeah, that's true. You're getting away is very permittent on how much of a fight your rent-a-bait puts up.
Not much. It's bait. It's not supposed to win.
How quick are you going to get in to shore and get gone?
Quick as I bloody well can. Adrenaline is a wonderful drug. Once your bones are...
That sidetracked very quickly.
It did. Anyway.
Knives Out. The Cluedo-esque murder mystery that I think that's just out on release now, isn't it?
Digital release.
Yeah. Came out in November, I think.
Sorry, I just read something that I hadn't read before that I will leave until the end of what we're talking about because it's an end piece of information.
A sequel.
God damn it! I should have kept my mouth shut.
Yep.
I really should have. Originally,
this is why I'm shit to have around the Christmas as well. You're not allowed to open it till Christmas Day. Headphones, cool. Thanks. God damn it!
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it was released digitally.
It's on Blu-ray now.
It was released digitally February 7th and on Blu-ray February 25th. So it's digital.
Katie's just giving you a new name, and I think it's fantastically appropriate.
What?
Gaze fucking stupid tablet O'Shaughnessy.
Makes sense.
You should go. We should actually bring you in and get that changed.
No. Just no. Anyway,
What's the FST stand for? Don't ask.
So, Knives Out, like you were saying, is a fantastic Cluedo-esque film revolving around the death of, let's see now, Harlan Thrombey, who was a very wealthy, old, and successful author.
I was just going to say, if he sounds like a successful, wealthy author, it's because he is.
Lives in this really awesome house. His family are all fairly successful, claiming to be self-made, such as daughter Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays Linda, and the head of. She's got some real estate agency or something like that. Her husband.
She pretends to work.
Yeah, her husband, played by Don Johnson, is.
I was so happy to see him in.
Don Johnson.
I just love Nash Bridges. Do you remember Stone Cold Steve Austin used to?
Is that all you?
I know, I'm aware of Don Johnson being in loads of stuff in Miami Vice and everything. I used to love Nash Bridges.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you remember Stone Cold Steve Austin used to show up in it? He was like a bounty hunter.
I remember Cheech was in it.
Cheech was in it the whole time.
Yeah,
Stone Cold, although Stone Cold had a fairly like you'd see him at least 4 or 5 episodes a season.
Okay. Well, anyway.
He was just a random bounty hunter who rolled into town, and it'd be always like, oh no, that bounty hunter guy's here. But they kind of got on, you know.
Everyone in Knives Out is a bloody star. And I mean, as in,
so good.
Top level. Don Johnson,
So good.
Chris Evans is in there as one of the sons, Ransom, Toni Collette as daughter-in-law Judy.
Yeah. It was nice to see Captain America drop his Boy Scoutiness and be a total cock. That's the end of the sentence.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, when Harlan, there we go, because I keep having to look up his first name because he is predominant in the film. When Harlan dies, his death is judged as a suicide, and a week later, the law kind of brings the family and his carer, whose name is
Martha.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, cool.
Martha, the only one who actually gives a fuck about it's Martha.
No, you're right. Sorry, it was something else that had me caught.
The only lady out of the whole household that actually genuinely gives a fuck about him.
Not true.
The old lady?
Meg, granddaughter.
Oh, yes, sorry. The granddaughter's lovely. The one nasty moment of her is very much family coerced, not by her own invention.
Yeah, you think you're kind of like, oh, no, and then it's kind of like, bastards.
Yeah. You dirty git.
Anyway, the law calls the family back in, including carer Martha, and start asking routine questions.
Yeah.
And it soon becomes apparent that there's an extra third wheel.
There's a mysterious stranger just sitting in the back of the room.
Yep.
Which, if you're ever watched one of those good old-fashioned crime thriller movies, that's what they do.
Yep. Daniel,
you're one of the actual cops. No. I'm hired exteriorly, thus giving me legal abilities to do whatever the fuck I want that the cops can't do. And fuck your shit up, basically.
Daniel Craig plays the Sherlock Holmes-esque Benoit Blanc.
Yeah, kind of. He's like he sounds like a mix of Southern and New Orleans. I'm kind of putting the New Orleans in by name.
I believe the character Ransom called him CSI Kentucky.
Well, that would match the voice. I was just going with it. Would Kentucky have a lot of kind of Frenchy sounding names as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
French Foreign Quarter.
Okay. Perfect.
Anyway, LeBlanc, as we learn over the course of the movie, was mysteriously hired to check it out. Now, when there's a fantastic line when one of the cops kind of like, you received an envelope of letter and an envelope of money, and that was enough to get you going. I received an envelope full of money.
Yeah.
Okay then.
I goes where's you tells me.
That is a large stack of cash.
Yeah.
So, Mr.
A weighty envelope.
Mr. Blanc is commissioned to investigate the death of Mr. Thrombey, and over the course of this investigation, learns that 90% of the family are lying bastards when it comes
and
to
Mr. Thrombey had a couple of changes of heart towards the end of his days, thus leaving pretty much everybody in the house
pissed off with him. Yeah, and a suspect.
And outside of the fact that he didn't have a pipe, but he did have a cigar to compensate, I don't mind. You got those lovely Sherlock Holmes bits of him just facing people off in a room with that.
Oh, it was instead outside.
Yeah, well, no, he was more like...
Now, here's the interesting thing about Knives Out. You start watching it, and if you're like me and like him, you automatically start going, okay, let's start putting these pieces together and figure out who done it. And then about 20 minutes in, you find out exactly who done it. You're like, what the smeg? And then you realize, okay, we know who done it. Now it becomes this interesting cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
And then things shift again. It's like, wait a second. Hang on, what exactly is going on here?
What am I watching?
This intricately laid plot slowly reveals with various different family members trying to manipulate the situation and trying to coerce somebody into doing something that, quite frankly, they don't want to do because something happens that completely catches them by surprise.
Yeah.
This chain of events all catalyze and lead from Thromby's death. And that's the thing. Thromby's death, how it happened, and
how many different angles there is to come from it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I was watching the film, and after about an hour and a half, something happens, and the final puzzle piece clicked for me. But here's the thing. I got the who, and I kind of got the why, but it was the how. I was sitting there for the next 40 minutes, and the how was explained.
I had the who. I'll give my fiance credit for this. I had the who. Then something happens that put me off the who for a while. But as in, I can see him causing some shenanigans later on, but I don't think he's the guy anymore. Then there was a couple of other misleads, and then you get the reveal again, and you're like, God damn it! You!
No, here's the thing. Even I, watching it, at one point thought that I was watching a completely different game. Same players, same people responsible, but a completely different game. And then something happened, and I went, oh, never mind. That
chess is checkers. No, that's the other. Sorry, that's completely a wrong misquote from a movie. Ignore that completely. Will I rewind and just do it again?
It was when the first extraneous body dropped that I went, oh, they're playing for keeps. Never mind that original theory. Same players, but the game is different. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's the name? Ana de Armas.
Yeah,
plays.
I have to say, like, this movie's so good at keeping you. Like, I'm usually, like, you watch a lot of this shit with me. Like, I'm usually very good at just going, that one. Although I was, but then it did a very good job of making me second doubt everything.
And even, like I said, even for me, like I said, the initial what happened gets revealed, and it's so completely understandable.
Yeah, it's such a case in that, like, unfortunate accident.
Yes, precisely, yes.
Yeah.
An unfortunate thing happens, and it's completely understandable. And that's fine, and you can even partially understand why things go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get all these twists and turns, and it turns out that what you think happened isn't actually what actually happened.
Family members that you thought were nice are absolute cocks.
No, I pretty much only thought one family member was nice.
Meg?
Yeah.
Yeah. The son with the walking cane, later on, I knew he, like, had his ulterior motives and stuff, but it was kind of like...
You mean the one with the Nazi son?
Yes, yeah. I love Daniel Craig.
Did you notice
Daniel Craig. Bring me in the Nazi boy! Where were you on the night of the thing? He was in his room masturbating over photos of headless whales or something.
Dead deer.
Dead deer, that's it.
They were just making that up, to be fair. It's just...
So funny, I just love the fact that Daniel Craig's character just starts referring to him as the Nazi boy by the end of it. Bring me in the Nazi boy!
But that's just it. I mean, some of the stuff. One of the main elements of this movie is that we have all these flashbacks to the night that Thromby died.
From different people's perspectives.
Yeah, and it's different times over the course of the night. So as different pieces are unfolded, it's kind of like, well, this happened actually before that, so all of a sudden that makes sense. At one point, you have a discussion, and it's a rather long discussion in regards immigrant rights, and people coming into America illegally, and those that do it the right way, those that do it the wrong way.
Don Johnson, being the tactful man that he is, drags the foreign lady.
Yeah, but even before that, your man Walt, his wife, the mother of the Nazi, she was 2 steps short of fucking saluting and goose-stepping across that room, man. 2 steps short of it, and she had the Aryan look and everything. It was hilarious. But yeah,
the son did look like Little Hitler. I gotta say, that's the name they missed out on. Bring me in, Little Hitler.
I'm sure there's probably...
Stop calling me Little Hitler.
I'm sure there's probably deleted scenes or something where they had to cut it out and kind of gone, it's good, but we're gonna have those social justice wank stains down our neck in a heartbeat because they don't have a sense of fucking humor about anything.
We're calling him Little Hitler?
Yeah. Guarantee you, social justice wank stains like that.
If anything, it'd be white supremacists. I'd say having an issue with it over anyone else.
No, man, they'd love it. We got our head boy in a film there now. Yeah. Have you actually watched the film or understand anything about it? No, but he's in a film there.
He's not put forward as your best.
Doesn't matter. He's in a film. Yeah. Because that's, I know. I'm minimizing stuff. What's the actual word? Profiling.
Adolf Hitler.
That is brilliant. Who came up with that?
I'll give you a clue.
Go on, Katie.
The clue being, look at my crotch. Where the names are. Just to clarify, because it on camera it looked really bad. Because it was essentially, I'll give you a clue.
His phone is there. Okay, just having a conversation with Katie, and we were on about that the plushy thing. She looking like little Annie.
Oh yeah.
And we started going on about her dying and all the rest of it. And she was like,
Katie or little Annie?
Katie was going on about Annie dying and all this, and she kind of went, maybe that's too dark. And then I said something back, and I was like, don't worry, you never need to worry about it being too dark. And I kind of completed in the last dismal.
Darker the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Make a little Stitch movie and we'll review it.
That could be
Evil Bosco.
Yeah.
Coming over hills and scaring kids. Evil Bosco.
Be careful with the scissors now.
And yet you thought the walking, talking, living potato people were perfectly fine. You don't remember them? They were freaky.
Which living potato people?
In Bosco.
Oh, the fucking...
No, they had one of their cartoons took place in a shopping centre. It was in a shop, and all the food got up and walked around.
I am unable to pull that memory from my brain.
As I've proven many times, my mind when it comes to stories that I
have
saw,
a pretty fucked up head. I would imagine the filing system was excruciatingly terrifying, non-effective. Out you go.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back to Knives Out, like I said, it is packed full of twists and turns. You do, unlike a lot of films, you do get a reveal pretty early on, and it only makes the movie more intense because you're like, okay, how is this going to go?
Also, the reveal actually, the reveal itself is a really good way of throwing you off on the sidetrack because it gets you so invested in Marta as a character and a person that you're nearly, even if it did turn out that she was involved in the murder, you're nearly kind of rooting for her to get away with it.
But she's actually lovely. She's not going to do well in prison. She's a lovely lady. She's got a heart of gold and she does things well.
Yeah. How was it? Blanc turns around and he goes, do you think you're an effective nurse because you're so kind-hearted?
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to mention, Marta's got a very, one of the reasons that Blanc becomes so fond of her and stuff is Marta's got an unfortunate tick, especially when you're trying to cover up a murder mystery that is quite prominent, which is she can't lie, and anytime she even remotely tries to attempt to...
That's actually... Like, they think she's being figuratively, and they catch her on a lie, and it's like, Jesus, we weren't expecting that. Sorry.
I can't lie, it makes me get really sick. Oh, yeah, because I get kind of choked up or whatever, because of this test. No, I will...
Actually project out
fire sputum all over you, and God help.
Yeah. Yep. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Do we have a trailer lined up for this one?
Yeah, I think we can't really get more into the plot, because it's one of those plots where the minute we start, I feel we've given you all we can do.
Safely, yes. But believe it,
because I do not want to ruin this for you, because it's...
As fans of good game... I mean, I'm a nerd, for those of you that haven't figured out. This is a great game to watch, and a great game to partake in, because that's what a lot of these... For me, that's what a lot of these kind of murder mystery kind of things are. They're a game. You sit down, you see if you can figure it out before it's revealed, or before, before your friends, if you can pick up on all the subtle clues. There was a couple of subtle clues that I caught in this. Then there was other ones that it was only afterwards I was kind of going...
It's why I used to love horror movies from years ago, because it used to be, oh, somebody's killing people, but we don't know who. Whereas now it's like, oh, this is the guy that's killing people, but nobody else knows, but you know, so we can just move on, because we were just not sure if you're smart enough to figure it out.
Because people have forgotten that what you're actually afraid of is the unknown. It's actually what people are afraid of.
You did that very Donald Trump.
Unknown.
No, I'd like
people fear the unknown. Politics.
Dumbass fucking Oompa.
Fear.
Anyway, trailer for
unknown.
Trailer for good film.
China.
Stop talking about bad people. What?
I'd imagine Pam's laughing at the China.
Potentially, yes.
It's the benefit of your fiance being in the room next door. You can hear when the gags are working.
China.
Trailer.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so Knives Out.
I think you have something you want to tell me.
Harlan started out with a Rusty Smith Corona and built himself into one of the best-selling mystery writers of all time.
30 languages, over 80 million copies sold. You guys fans?
I mean, I don't do much fiction reading myself.
Big fan. I'm a big fan.
Who is that guy?
Mr. Blanc is a private investigator of great renown.
I read a tweet about a New Yorker article about you. You're famous.
The night of his demise, the family had gathered to celebrate your father's 85th birthday. And your son, Ransom, did he attend as well?
Yes, but he left early. I think Linda was upset.
Walt would get a little Irish courage in him. He'd get into it with Harlan.
What? Richard said what?
Are you baiting me, detective?
Attempting to be thorough so we can figure out the manner of death.
You mean if someone killed him? You think one of us, one of his family, killed him?
Mr. Blanc, I just buried my father who committed suicide. Why are you here?
I suspect foul play. I have eliminated no suspects.
Harlan was cleaning house.
Everyone in the family has possible motives.
Was Harlan planning on cutting off Joni?
Did he plan to fire Walter?
Is Richard having an affair?
That's some heavy-duty conjecture.
Funny, Ransom, you skipped the funeral, but you're early for the will reading.
Up your ass.
Very nice.
Slap that smug.
You gotta do this more often. The family is truly desperate. When people get desperate, the knives come out. This is a twisted web. And we are not finished untangling it. Not yet.
I keep waiting for the big reveal.
All of them lied to me. There is one guilty party behind it all.
You know something. Spill it. Oh my God.
Tell me what happened to my grandfather.
I think you have something you want to tell me.
Studio. Sorry, some pop-up came up there and blocking all my buttons. Damn it. Button blocking, popping, blocking. Look at it. It's the Chinese. It's the Chinese virus.
Okay, so how good is that film? It's so good that
It's so goddamn good that even though the next movie we're going to talk about is an unadulterated bloodbath from start to finish, I still think this is my favorite movie. And I'm going to say before we even get into the review of the next movie is freaking amazing. It's brilliant. But Knives Out is wow. It's just such a good mind bender of a movie.
What interestingly enough, in that trailer, and I'm not going to say where or what or how, one of the very last scenes of the movie is actually in the trailer, and you would never even know it. That's how good of a movie it is when you're able to do a trailer that has something like that, and it just seamlessly blends into things as opposed to giving away the entire fracking movie and every fucking. That was a good trailer. Good trailer for a very good movie.
Yeah. I'm not going to see if there is even a second trailer for it, just in case I had such a fuck you and you're showing me the goddamn fucking with the Terminator Salvation and the
It's a valid point. It's never going away.
Oh, I don't disagree with your valid point. I just enjoy. You know the way sometimes it's funny when WWE do something and Buzz just sits back and has a smoke and watches. Well, he doesn't smoke, but he sits back and he drinks his can of energy drink and just watching me lose my mind for 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes free of showtime. Might as well just.
Gives rent incoming. I'm just going to sit back and relax.
It was like when he asked me about he was like, I'm probably going to go on a rant about SmackDown this week. Are you okay with that? And I was like, I feel you've earned it because you fucking hell, you've been listening to me just fucking flip my top for about 8 months now. Yeah, without getting too much more into the plot of this movie is goddamn awesome.
Yep, and it's available, and in the times we are in, it is certainly well worth sitting down and spending 2 hours and 10 minutes enjoying all the twists and turns. And I know that sounds long, but believe you me, you will not feel it. You're just going to be like, what the?
I didn't know how long the movie was until I felt it kind of starting to wind down. I was like, okay, we're getting into the end of this. I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want this movie to end. How long is left? And I was like, it's 2 hours and a bit. Did not feel like it. It just flew by. The characters are good, and it's not pure super serious murder mystery the whole time. There's nice bits of brevity throughout it, or levity, should I say.
I liked Jamie Lee Curtis's character. At one point, she's being interviewed, and she describes how her father, to really communicate with him, to really get on with him, you have to find a game. You have to find a game that you both like playing. Once you find that game, then you're able to communicate. And then there's something later on. What?
Continue.
Okay. There's something later on, and it's just you realize what the game was between Jamie Lee Curtis and her father, and more importantly, you realize what the repercussions of that game are going to be later on. It's kind of like, oh.
When I saw that, I was like,
as soon as he opens it, and you're looking, and it's a blank page, I'm like, you idiot! How do you not realize what's about to happen here?
The blank page was such a good false cue for, like, you felt that it was like, fuck, is this guy still alive or something? Like, is he fucking with people?
I knew automatically. I knew straight away what he was after doing. I was just like, oh, playing games. Wait a second, that's... And I was right, and I loved it. It's great. What? Did you not see that coming?
That was my reaction.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did I not see the...
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. The moment with the initial page of blankness happened, without getting into any of the other reveals, it very moved on to some other shady shit that was going on during the movie, so it had just got put to the back of my head, and when I saw it reappear, I was like, oh, well.
Straight away, I was just looking, kind of going, get rid of it, it looks blank, it's not blank, get rid of it. But yeah, no, great film. Anyway, on to the next one.
Really good movie. Should we do our trailer? No. We'll end on our show trailer. Makes more sense, actually. Okay. Next movie up. On a completely side curve from what we were on the last movie.
Just briefly, a bit of information that I'm not sure you're aware of. This film was slightly controversial for a little while because it was scheduled to be released. There was reports that it was after getting negative crowd reactions after doing test screenings. But given the content of this film, there is an argument being made that those reports were deliberately put out to try and put people off watching the film because of the content of the film. Because
were you using the reverse psychology?
Because certain high-up political figures heard rumors about the film, never understood it, made inflammatory comments, and so that set off a chain reaction. And do
you think what they heard about the movie was the plot of the movie? And they were like, they're fucking onto us. You're not releasing that fucking movie.
Kind of ish. Yeah. Not that they were onto us, more like fucking, they're spreading all these lies and bullshit and trying to, it's inflammatory.
Oh, they're going to start looking into those weird Hilberg meetings. Hilberg meetings?
Oh, the thing with the owl god.
Hilberg meeting?
The cult?
Yeah.
Hilberg? I don't know. It's just some secret forest where apparently all the American elite go to worship.
Essentially just, wear cloaks and bang each other.
Maybe.
Probably.
But anyway, yeah, no, that
Hildeberg meeting. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. The political fucking side of it happened. Then there was actually a couple of shootings, so the film got put on hold again.
Yeah.
So as a result, this is one of those interesting situations where you have hype talked up about a film that no one's seen, that very few people have seen anything of, based on conjecture and rumor, which, strangely enough,
worked in its favor.
Work perfectly for this film.
It was the same as back in the 70s, when Carpenter did Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
And they just had that promo in the trailer at the end of it just going, just keep repeating to yourself, it's only a movie. It's only a movie. The most disturbing movie to come out in the summer of 19 whatever. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. And you're kind of like, well, I'm fucking seeing that. I'm fucking seeing that. And you wouldn't have been disappointed with this goddamn. It's rough, but it's a goddamn cinematic classic in the world of horror.
The Hunt is, well,
this started off way fucking faster paced than I was expecting it. And the minute I saw Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia in it, I was like, well, winning.
The minute he saw Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
literally what I just said.
I, on the other hand, just kind of went, huh.
I spoke in the singular, not collective. We are Gorecast.
We are not the Borg.
We are
Although
Gorecast.
resistance is futile. Anyway,
Dark turn.
we said we'd wait until we came back.
Yeah, sorry, computer just froze up there for a second.
Yeah.
It'll probably actually edit that out. Facebook's quite cool that way.
Okay, cool. So, like I said, the hunt starts off at an unexpected breakneck speed, and then we quickly find a bunch of quite random people, it seems, gagged and left in the middle of a wood.
Yeah, not nice gagged either. Uncomfortable gagged.
Anyway, we're growing glaze over definitions of stuff for now. It quickly becomes apparent that they are embroiled in one of these ancient fundamental games known as Manhunt, because they've been
Danger tag.
Yeah, danger tag. They have been given a load of weapons, and someone is firing a high-powered rifle at them.
Yeah, and there's explosives everywhere, and
Yeah.
there's booby trapped to shit.
Yeah.
And a surprisingly large amount of people that you're, especially from watching the trailer and seeing people and other things, a surprisingly large amount of people of notoriety get whacked
really quickly,
so fast, like
So
hard to explain.
And in the midst of all this chaos and carnage and bloodletting, you have some hilarious political satire. You have...
Sorry, Buzz is right there. It was Craven that did Last House on the Left. Not, I think I was like Carpenter.
Oh, okay. Right.
Sorry. Whoops.
Yeah. Anyway, in the midst of all this bloodshed, you have some fantastical political satire from what are obviously elitists posing as normal people at times and just waylaying into these poor schmucks that have been like released into the middle of the woods. But these schmucks also seem to have an idea that this notion is going around, Manorgate. This idea that apparently, it seems,
the rich elite like to gaggle hoard a load of people and just get their hunting on. Find some people that aren't nice. Do you like eating animals? Because we don't like eating animals.
I don't even know if that was the...
They explained that there was obviously a reason that everyone's there if they were brought there.
Slowly over the course of the film, you learn that there actually is a reason why each and every one of them is there.
You know, someone made a flippant comment after the gags came off that they were like, "This looks like one of those fucking." He was like, "Oh goddamn vegans."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like a
that
throwaway.
was it. Why you the pig? I thought they were all vegans.
That's
it.
Yeah. So you kind of get the impression that it's like a animal cruelty collective that like to teach people what it's like to be hunted.
To be perfectly honest, you get a lot of different theories from a few different people
because there's a lot of batshit crazy people in this movie.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things about this film is that it plays on the way modern society works in regards information technology, in regards how Chinese whispers has become a global thing, and in regards how misinformation can be seeded, because you get all these different theories as to what's going on, but at the end of the day, all that really matters is the fact that they're all being fucking hunted, and there's really only one character who isn't popping up theories and trying to figure out what's going on, and
I don't know what's going on there. That's weird.
Okay. Where was I? But yeah, you have all these different theories, and you have all these people dying, but there's only one character that's not spouting off mad theories, that's not trying to figure out what's going on. There's only one character that's concentrating on one sole thing, the most important thing, not getting fucking killed. And as a result, we view much of the story from her perspective.
Yeah. And she's quite good at not getting fucking killed.
She's a goddamn badass. And as a result, personally, once again, maybe it was because, you know, I watched it after watching Knives Out, so my mind was still in that kind of, you know...
I did it in reverse.
Yeah, my brain was still in the whole game theory mode.
Yeah.
And because of the nature of the film, and because of some of the stuff that the lads were saying, I started drawing a certain conclusion about this movie, which I think could still work as an idea for maybe. It's completely wrong, of course. And we end up...
Okay.
I thought that this was all somebody's, like, story. That we were seeing somebody's story.
All right, okay.
But it turns out, no, we weren't seeing somebody's story. This shit was actually happening, but it was brilliant. But yeah, no, just a lot of really cool deaths in this movie, and it was it's packed full of political commentary. The whole point of the movie is to be a social and satirical commentary, not just on politicians, but more importantly, on us. You know, all of us on the internet, all of us who are going along and making assumptions based on half information, jumping to conclusions sometimes, how damaging information can be when it gets out of control, and how interesting it can be when one piece of negative information is spun out of proportion, takes on a life of its own, and then ends up biting people severely in the ass. And it's just...
Hey, Christian, welcome to the stream.
Hello. It's just really well-wrapped, satirical bloodbath. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's literally exactly what it is. Look, as you and I said, it starts off super fast. Once the killing starts, it does not stop. Like right up until the end, it's a freaking murder spree, and it's really entertaining to watch. You kind of it's subtly hinted to you that this woman has some sort of training, just the way she handles herself.
And then there is a comment passed later on in the film that confirms your
Yeah.
You see, that is why. Okay, because we're supposed to be looking at a bunch of schmucks.
What I liked was it was left up to the observant. There's no actual note made. It's just she conducts herself in certain, even the way she holds her gun sometimes is very.
Like I said, I had it in my head for a reason. That reason being because I was aware that there was a satirical nature to the movie, that there was a commentary aspect to the film. Because of how she was handling herself, I was watching kind of going, Jesus, she's like a movie star. Wait a minute. She's a little bit too good. Wait a minute. Is this just somebody telling their story and embellishing all the stuff that happened and to try and excuse some madness? What? But no, of course I was completely
No, you're once a
wrong
goddamn bona fide killer.
Yeah, she like, oh, like Moses through the Red Sea. She was brilliant. And like I said, there are things that pop up during the movie and the way she carries herself. There is eventually a line that explains a lot of stuff, and yeah, she fair play. What's the they call her Snowball, but her actual Crystal.
Yeah, we won't tell you why they call her Snowball because that's a really nice bit of dialogue.
Yeah, it's part of the played by Betty Gilpin, who's been in a bunch of different stuff.
She's the mum from Hereditary.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, sorry, no, sorry. That's your one from Knives Out. Is the mum for Hereditary?
Okay.
The
Tony Collette?
Yeah, the woman with the. She runs the Meg's mum.
Yeah, Tony Collette. But yeah, no, it's there's, like I said, this film is packed full of people that you will automatically go, oh, I know him, and oh, I know him, and oh, I know him, I know her. Don't get attached. Just don't.
We're not wearing masks, Christian, because I don't leave the house and I spray Giz down when he comes in the door with an antibacterial foam.
Yeah.
There's a lot of precautions taken before anyone's coming to the studio. Don't worry.
I'm pretty much segregated. Kind of
You
go in here.
At the risk of sounding like Adam Page, you and I have been self-isolating since 2015. So, like, I mean,
I don't exactly go out of my house a lot. That makes me
when I go out of that. Currently, if I'm going out to get my shopping or whatever, I have a surgical mask on and surgical gloves, and then they all get dumped in a bin that's outside the house.
I don't go to quite those extremes, but
I have a missus that'll get fucked up the A if
I
she
keep my distance
catches
from people
this thing,
generally anyway, so it does, it's
yeah.
Anyway, back to film at hand. The Hunt is one of these movies that, because of the current situation, its cinematic release, I don't even know if it was in the cinema.
No, it did get out into the cinema, but it was one of the this and The Invisible Man were the first two announced to get moved to VOD.
Yeah.
Same reason Bloodshot, I think, is getting moved, as you said, because it was like a week or two into the run.
Yeah, so I just checked it here. The Hunt would have been released. Actually, it got released March 11th in England and then March 13th in America.
Have we seen Contagious?
No.
I don't think so. I've seen one called Contagion.
Which one was that?
I can't rightly remember off the top of my head.
All I can think of is the bad American remake of Wreck, which was Quarantine.
Yeah, so goddamn.
Mm.
I just like. I'm not. Look, we're not getting into it. We're not, because that's a whole.
Forget looking up stuff, because like
I'm just looking up Contagious.
Oh, for frack's sake!
I can talk and look up stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it's the like I said, the hunt, because of it getting released at the start of March, is available on VOD and stream on demand
now.
Oh, yeah,
Currently.
yeah, and is definitely one worth watching.
Yeah.
And
as I said, this is one of the ones now that's $19.99 for your at-home cinema ticket, essentially. But it's well worth the $20. I was not upset watching this at all, at all. And will probably be one I'll probably pick up for the DVD collection once it comes out as well, because it's. I wouldn't mind. There's some very, very well orchestrated fight scenes and some really cool deaths that.
oh my God, that scrap. at
God
the end.
willing, there should be some delicious special features on the DVD for me to get stuck into.
I just love the fact that there was a genuine.
I don't know why I did this one. I went like Professor Zoidberg there for some reason.
I just love the fact that there was a genuine misinterpretation of information at a high political level. Got to do with this film.
I think myself and him are actually talking about the same movie.
misinterpretation of information at high political levels. It's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's if ever there was a case of truth mimicking fiction, art, and, oh my God, it's just.
I was like, we hit a trailer?
Yeah.
And then we'll start going. As we said, that's out available on digital release currently. And well worth a watch. And we're going to give you a quick little taste for what it's like by hitting the trailer, and we're going to go back and say hello, and then we're going to drop the trailer over. Then I'm going back to bed. Okay, so trailer for The Hunt. Going.
Sir, how about a glass of champagne?
Perfect.
What I'm holding some weight.
Put him in the back with the rest.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunter?
What is all of this?
Or are we the prey?
Oh, I can't use that.
Just point and shoot.
Everybody get down!
I know what this is. It's Manor Gate. Every year, these rich elites kidnap a bunch of normal folks like us. Where'd they get you from?
Wyoming, Orlando,
Mississippi.
This is the real thing. They're hunting human beings for sport.
Then you're not human beings.
Help you?
What state is this?
Most people know where they are.
All right, most people.
You're in the glorious state of Arkansas, sweetheart. Is there anything else I can help?
How'd you know she was lying?
Because everyone is lying.
This is a wild game of survival.
There has to be a reason they chose us.
I'm not going down without fight. War is war.
You have no idea what you're up against.
This time, they picked the wrong woman.
Game of survival.
They're gonna rip you to pieces.
We'll see.
This is a wild game of survival.
And we're back. End of trailer. Okay, so yeah, as we said, definitely go check out Knives Out. Definitely go check out The Hunt. They're both really, really, really good.
Yeah.
You and I, since we've got the stream back up and going again, it's been a nice couple of weeks of movies. There's been some good stuff.
Yes, and I've got a few more interesting ideas for possibly next week, and more stuff that we're doing. That trailer, Judy and Punch, that looks really, really fun, and that's a film that I believe is available digitally as well at the moment.
Nice.
How would you feel about reviewing Man with Two Brains?
Man with Two Brains. Give me a rough
Comedy, horror with Steve Martin.
old movie. Oh yeah, I'm okay with that.
because
you sounded as if it was new.
Yeah, I know. There was a story attached to it, which I don't have on the tablet now, because I didn't think I'd be having this conversation with you on air right now. But anyway, there we go.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, cool. A few other ideas, new stuff that's come out. Yes, I have thoughts.
Right. As is customary on the Sunday night, because production hasn't stopped with American Horrors either, myself and the kids are on American Horrors, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, which is about an hour and a bit from now-ish, depending on what's the run length of what's playing before us. Where we're going to be reviewing Season 2 of The Kingdom. And, now that I remember the edit, also Season 1 of The Kingdom. So,
well, we didn't really. We just kind of recap briefly.
Yes, there's half an episode of a recap and a half an episode of a review.
Yeah. Great show.
Yeah, so 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to is GMTs, which is, as I said, about an hour and a half from now-ish, depending on what's streaming. And if you have Roku, use channel code AMHOR to add American Horrors to your Roku lineup. And if you don't, you can watch on AmericanHorrors.com or StrictlyStreaming.com. So here's the trailer. And other than that, from myself and the Giz, we're going to catch you next week, where we're going to possibly be reviewing The Man with Two Brains.
Among other things.
Among other things, we really need to start hitting the screeners lists again.
Yeah.
So there'll be some screeners and The Man with Two Brains. And other than that, Gorecast out. You're going to have to do the point, because I need my fingies.
Holy frack! Did you see what's happening in Korea?
Yeah, dude, it's all over the news. It's crazy. Who would have thought the whole world could get put on lockdown?
Yeah, I mean, people getting sick, people dying, people coming back from the dead and eating others at nighttime or when it's cold or something like that.
Wait, what are you... That sounds like the plot of The Kingdom.
Yeah, that's when... Yeah, Season 2's out.
I thought you were talking about, like, the virus outbreak.
What virus outbreak?
On the news.
What news?
All the news.
Kingdom!
Yeah. Although there are some similarities, I suppose, between them. Join myself and the kids this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, only on American Horrors. We're going to be reviewing Season 2 of The Kingdom.